you got the word rhetorical, right? And now you got the word devices. So device is like a tool, okay? It's the same thing. But rhetorical device is actually a techniques, okay? So when you think of tools, but in speaking, you think of techniques and phrasing, okay? Techniques, how you say it, how you say the words, and phrasing, how do you put the words together in a certain ways, okay? So as long as you use the technique and phrasing, these two things can add power to your words, okay? So instead of just a normal sentence, I love you. But if you use proper techniques, proper phrasing, that sentence, I love you, can impact, can have like a more impact on people if you have certain techniques and phrasing, see? So I'm going to talk about some useful rhetorical devices, okay, that you can use in your presentations. Now, the first one is hypophora. What is hypophora? You might have never heard of this before, but it's actually a common technique to start a speech with a hypophora. The way they say it is that the speaker first asks a question and then answer it. So it's a bit like rhetorical question, okay? But rhetorical question, it might just be a question and then you don't need anyone to answer it, and then you move on to another subject, to another point. You just ask a question and then that's it. But for this one, you have to ask it and also answer it by yourself, okay? And you can find this speech sometimes, most of the time, not in dialogues, okay? If it's in dialogues, it means you ask and then the other person answer. So it's actually a monologue that you find hypophora. Monologue is the speech that you said by yourself without anyone interacting with you. So the most powerful monologue one could say, it's normally in speech, okay, that you find. So for example, in President Barack Obama's speech, he used the word answer regularly, okay, as an obvious signpost of the speaker's intention to give his audience answers. So with this one, signpost means it's the cue, okay? It's the word that indicates certain changes or certain, what do you call, slots that you want to say something. It's a signpost. It's pointing the audience certain things that you want to signify, okay? So like this word, I will win. Why? Because I have faith, courage, enthusiasm. See? So if so for Obama, see, I will win. I will prevail. We will win. Why? Because you see, you ask, Obama used the word why and then answer it with his own answers, okay? It's convincing because instead of just saying, I will win because I have faith, courage, and enthusiasm. That's normal sentence. That's just a statement. Oh, I will win because I have faith. See? But if you pauses, see, if you emphasize each word, if you emphasize the question, you are making the audience and what you call focus on the question, okay? I will win. Why? It's almost like you were saying what the question that pops up in their head. So it's one way of what you call getting the audience on your side, okay? So you address the question that they have in their head and then you answer it with a convincing statement, okay? Next one, repetition. Well, repetition can be effective, okay, in creating a sense of structure and power. Why? Sometimes you see that when people say something like, oh, Yaya is a great actress, that's like such a normal statement. It doesn't have that much power, right? But if you say, Yaya has a good look, is good mannered, and what do you call, maybe, and is the sweetheart of ณเดชน์อย่างงี้ see so instead of just saying oh great actress normal no but if you say oh good looking what very well mannered too so she's not a dramatic person right and the last one oh she's a sweetheart of ณเดชน์so if you already like ณเดชน์you might find that Yaya is also a good actress that you want to side with too that you want to cheer her too so see what I'm creating instead of just saying one sentence I'm separating my statement into 3 parts instead okay so that signifies structures okay and it gives power because instead of just saying something vague something abstract like oh she's a good actress but people don't see the picture of good actress they need to know what qualities that I can see that determines this person as good actress or good looking well mannered and her boyfriend is like the number 1 actors in Thailand for example see it gives structure and power and in both speech and literature repetition here even with small phrases can ingrain an idea in the minds of the audience or what you call inception okay it by repeating one word over and over it can actually get into one's head okay so like with this one also President Barack Obama he said yes we can to opportunity and prosperity yes we can heal this nation yes we can repair this world yes we can see look at what he do here actually the what do you call the main message that he want to say is that of course we can do things we can it's not just I can if he just say oh if you elect me as a president I will give you opportunity and I will give you prosperity I will heal this nation I will repair this world these are just separate sentences I will heal this nation I will save this world this is like it's too what do you call there's no beauty in the language right but if you use repetition and especially he says we instead of I see and he used can so it already means we means I and you so he's including the audience into his world into like taking the audience hand okay and then we can so I cannot do it myself I need your support too so that phrase become we can see we can do this we can do that to what to opportunity and prosperity we can heal this nation we can repair this world see we can it's to emphasize again so next time what do you call what the image we have with the president is not that oh he can heal the nation he can repair the world not as much but what stuck in our head is a sentence is a phrase we can so when we see Obama we see the possibility we see that he includes us as his support you see so in just the word we can he what do you call he there are lots of things happening with the repetition of we can see and it ingrains certain ideas and certain images in the audience's head you can use that too in your presentation okay so if you want to sell your product like Apple's or like an iPhone if you notice Apple's speech or Apple's advertisement you might notice that they rarely say I they always use we and then you so it includes the audience it's like as an organization we care about you see it's simplistic but when it repeats itself quite often you see that together we can save the world by buying iPhone 12 without a brick without the charger they only have charger for you but not the adapter that you can plug into the wall okay we can save the world we can see เห็นนะ for example now figurative speech so figurative speech is actually when you compare something to something that's Figurative speech is the opposite of like a statement, like you are a frog. If you say that, it's actually like the person you are talking to is actually an animal, a frog. But if you use figurative speech, oh, you are a frog, the person knows that the other person is not a frog, but it's just a comparison, it's just metaphor that you are you act like a frog, you speak like a frog, or you look like a frog. Okay, so that doesn't have literal meaning anymore. It's comparing to something. Okay, so like I said, people like to think in metaphors, and figurative speech tends to work best when set off by concrete images. So instead of just saying, oh, you are very good to me, what? That's very vague. That doesn't convey any images. But if you say, oh, you are an angel, so now the girls like to be called an angel, right? That it shows images of like angels from heaven. That's like a pure image, beautiful image. See, people like that more than just, oh, you are good. People like that. Concrete images, that's the key. And the way you use figurative speech is to describe something as if, okay, not literal, as if it is something else. For example, a bad grade is a weight students can carry for years. So of course, you can't carry the actual marks, the actual grades, okay? But it's a comparison that bad grade is like a world, it's like a heavy thing, heavy object that you have to carry on your shoulders. Okay, that's the weight. Or my dream job is my North Star. So as you study, you might complain a lot. You want to give up many times. But if your dream job is to be an English teacher, for example, then you know that the only way you can be an English teacher is through studying English. Okay, so you can say like you use the North Star to convey the image of like a dark sky, but that North Star is the only thing that sparkles in the sky, and it's guiding you through the darkest night, for example. Okay, also what? Tricolon. You know colon, right? Colon ลูกน้ำ okay, but tricolon 3. A tricolon actually is a list of 3, okay? Three, or a sentence in which there are 3 parts or clauses. So like I said, anything that contains the magic number 3. Instead of the example that I gave you about Yaya is the best actress, a good actress, and then I divided that quality into 3 qualities instead. That's also a tricolon. Okay, 3 parts, 3 clauses, or just a list of 3 things. Now, the cumulative effect of 3 has a powerful effect on an audience. I can tell you that. So instead of just saying, "Oh, he's a bad guy," the audience are not going to just believe you with the word bad. But if you say he's mean, he's cruel, and he has like and his words cut my heart every time. See, if your friend told you that her boyfriend is mean, is cruel, and his words cut her heart every time, then you're going to sympathize with your friend. So the picture, if your friend just say bad guys, bad can mean many things, but when you say 3 things, it's like an emphasis of how bad he is. Okay, it's more impactful. And another example, eco bags save money, relieve your conscience, and comfort the earth. See, if I just say eco bags are fine, eco bags are good, people are not going to believe me in that instant. But if you tell them that, oh, it can save money now, so people start to, okay, maybe I'll use eco bags, but I'm not sure yet if I should buy one. But relieve your conscience, so you don't have to feel guilty. Just carry your eco bags with you everywhere. And comfort the earth now. Now you're saving the world. See, more impactful. Or tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. So instead of just saying like a cool one sentence, what you call teach me through teaching through students collaboration will make them learn a lot. This is like very boring and very normal sentence, right? But if you separate these keywords, okay, teaching students, forget, remember, learn, you separate all this into just 5 or 6 words first, but then you separate them into 3 chunks and then add verb tell, add verb teach, add verb involve, right? And use what else? Repetition. See me? And I, me and I, me and I, me and I. See? Now it's more powerful. Now it becomes like a quote that everyone wants to use. Tell me and I forget. See? Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. See? That's much more impactful. Now, for this slide, I've already assigned you last week to think about your product or service and think of ways to convince your audience. The 3 things that how do you want to make the audience want it? How you make the audience to want to do it now. And so, do you remember those 3 principles? So for this week, the upcoming week, when I see you in class, I'm going to show you this outline, okay? This is for it says week 13, but actually it's for next class. I want you to practice it. Think of it. Must, able, and prompted. Do you remember that? Why they must do it, and how they can do it, and how they are prompted to do it. You already thought of those 3 things, right? But now in class, before class, this is your homework, okay? This is the outline, okay, of the persuasive presentation, okay? The example that you're going to see in the PowerPoint is glorious Chiang Rai. So the purpose is to persuade people to come to travel in Chiang Rai, okay? So of course you need introduction, you need body, and you need conclusion, okay? And for your own work, I'm going to attach this to the Google Classroom so you can have this thing in your for your own copy, okay? Title, introduction, body, and conclusion, okay? These are just outlines, but you're going to see the real thing in the slides here. So for introduction, of course, you need to say, who are you? Okay, hi, this example is from Ajahn Kim. So we say, hi, I'm Ajahn Kim. You need to state the objective. What are you doing here today in front of us? What are you going to say? I want to reveal the one thing every tourist should do in Thailand, and that is to visit Chiang Rai. See? Why and how can you go to Chiang Rai? So you have to talk about the main points, okay? What are you going to describe in the body? I'm going to explain why you should go to Chiang Rai and how are you going to come to Chiang Rai. And then prompt opening statement like, let's go north, okay? To convince them. Then the body, okay? What are the bodies of persuasive presentation? Those 3 steps that I told you last week, okay? Must. Why should they come to Thailand? Why should they buy your product? Why is it Chiang Rai? Why do you must go to Chiang Rai? Because Chiang Rai is a real Thailand. Why? Actually, if you come to Chiang Rai, you can understand Thailand completely, because Chiang Rai is a mixture of art, culture, and nature. So there are 3 things completely, like 3 complete things in Chiang Rai. We have nature. If you are a nature kind of person that likes to travel to see nature, We have culture. Like you don't care about the mountains to see. You don't care about the views. You want to see the people. So we have Lana culture. You have northern culture. See, it's very interesting. See, or even if you are like cafe hoppers. If you like graffitis, if you like drawings, come to Chiang Rai. We have a mixture of art. We have like lots of black museum. We have temples. If you like good photographs, art, or what do you call chic, cool photographs, come to Chiang Rai. And come to Chiang Rai. It's very easy. You have to convince them it's an able thing to do, which means you can do it. If you can't come, don't make them think, oh, I can't come to Chiang Rai. Convince them that they can come to Chiang Rai. Why? Because it's a very safe place, kind and friendly local people. It's also, you can just fly here. The flights are cheap. Also, what about hotels? It's not expensive like Phuket. It's actually cozy and cheap. Okay, the accommodation here are great. And last one, prompted. Okay. Now I can see that Chiang Rai is a good place to visit, and I can visit Chiang Rai, I think. But I don't have time. I have to work. Unless you prompt them to travel now, it's hard for them to think about Chiang Rai again. So you have to find things to convince people to fly now, to do it today, to do it in the present, not in the future, or maybe in 6 months, maybe next year I'll go to Chiang Rai. No, do it now, do it in the near future. How? Oh, tell them you don't want to lose this chance to experience a real Thailand in the most convenient place. So prompted it, drive that point. Again, emphasize. Experience real Thailand, see? Most convenient place, easy to go to. And then lose this chance. Why? Convince them like this. Maybe prompted, right? What if COVID-19 comes out again and we have to go on lockdown the second time? Travel now. Use your holiday. Use your leave absence. Use any vacation days you have. Travel now before we go on a lockdown again and you don't have a chance. If COVID comes again, you don't get to travel now. See? Don't lose the chance. And then conclusion. Review the main points again. Chiang Rai is Thailand's secret treasure. Because we have this and that, right? And with the able one, this kind of friendly people, these small details. Conclusion. Because it's reasonable to come to Chiang Rai and it's very beautiful. See? And to experience the jewel in the top of Thailand's crown, Chiang Rai. You drive that point again. You want to leave them with your final message. Well, not Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, jewel in the top of Thailand's crown. See? Use beautiful words. Use the techniques that I taught you, those rhetorical devices. Use it to leave your last impression convincing to the audience. Okay? So these are the guidelines. But let's see what Ajahn Kim actually put in the slides. Okay? So let's see. So for Ajahn Kim, it's amazing Thailand always amazes you. So imagine a scenario, okay? Prompt. This you might have, if we have time, we might do it in class, but if not, imagine it with me right now, okay? Like a mental exercise. Now, if you meet a group of travelers and they want to know the one thing they should do while they're here, they only have a short period of time to stay here. So what should they do? Why? Give them your best pitch, okay? So if you come to Chiang Rai, you met a tourist. มาเชียงรายเหรอต้องไปวัดร่องคุณ Oh, you have to go to วัดร่องคุณ the White Temple. It's the best temple in Thailand. See? You have to pitch them now. So, think about ways to persuade that person to do what you recommend, okay? You don't have to think about the introduction yet, just the gist of it, just the main points first. Why? Because Wat Rong Khun like is the must-go places. There are beautiful arts there, and you can take great, wonderful photographs, for example. So, like I said, when you want to convince people, if you really don't have any idea, Wat Long Kunก็ได้ why or everyone goes there. Maybe the reason you convince them are not strong enough and you don't know what to say next, what to say. Then just follow these 3 steps. Convince them that they must want to do it, that they must be able to do it, and then that they must be prompted to do it. Go now before they close because of COVID. Whatever. But when you think of these 3 steps, okay, want to do, so do it like in the outline. Why should they do it? How can they do it? And why should they do it now? And then from that, find keywords. Like I said, find the keyword first, and then write it, the outline from those keywords. And then insert 2 rhetorical devices. What did I taught you about? Repetition, tricolon, hypophora, and etc. See? Use rhetorical devices to convince them. So like I said, this is already in the outline, in the words, but I will show this again in the slides. Okay. Hi Kim, want to review one thing. Why, how? Let's go north. Body, okay? Must. Why should they go to Thailand, to Chiang Rai? Because Chiang Rai is a real Thailand. Why? A mixture of art. Support, okay? Able. They should come to Chiang Rai. Why? Kind of friendly local people. It's easy to come here. Everything will be convenient when you come to Chiang Rai because the people are great, flights are not expensive, accommodations are cheap and cozy. And if you don't come now, when COVID comes, you're going to regret it. Come now, we're waiting for you. Okay, and then conclusion. Talk about Chiang Rai's, why they should come to Chiang Rai. Because it's a Thailand secret treasure, and it's reasonable and beautiful. And then the last message, jewel on top of Thailand's crown. Like I said, now for your own. Okay, this is for the assignment, like the example you saw in Ajahn Kim's travel to Chiang Rai campaign. If you have to pitch your product or service, be creative, but don't go over 4 minutes. Okay, it's only 3 to 4 minutes. Don't go over 4. Your points will be deducted from this definitely. And accomplish the 3 steps that I told you. The audience, the customers want to do it, must be able to do it, and must be prompted to do it. Use 2 rhetorical devices, okay? Underline on your outline. So in that outline, intro, conclusion, body, and then as you fill the form, underline the devices you chose, okay? And come to class this week, okay? Week 11, I want to see your outline, okay? Outline, note cards, chart. This is for the real assignment, okay? On that day, okay? You need what? You need your outline. You need your note card, or outline or note card, okay? That one. You need the visual aids, so you have to do PowerPoints or other visual aids, up to you. Could be videos. And of course, the rubric, okay? Print the rubric out. So for week 12, now, like I said, I've already extended the assessment period, okay, for individual advertisement. For week 12 and 13, okay? Half the class, your choice, okay? So go to that Google Sheet that I shared with you, that we've always used that to check your time slot and group names, right? That one, click the tab individual advertisement and you will see blank Google Sheet. Fill your ID and full name, okay? First name and last name on the date you've chosen, okay? 2 weeks up to you, but there are limited seats, okay? So make sure you're quick about it. First come, first serve. Fill your ID and name at the order that you would like to appear, okay? So go there now, fill out the form, okay?